Okay, we're on. We're a minute early.
Oh,
Thank
I'll come in.
you. Come in
I'll be a
closer.
part of the stream.
Yeah, instead of sitting way back there.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hippie Long is here. Tavo is here. Crash Road Runner Garage is here. Mike N is here. Buff Del Campo is here. Ray from 38 Racing is here. Bruce Culchin is here. Wow. Wow, we already have a team of people. Is everyone coming from John Wilburn? You guys got a little time to use the bathroom and get a snack and stretch your legs a little bit. I know none of you got up from the computer. You all just stared at the computer.
I gave them an hour and a half warning because they were talking about Dean Stevenson and his encryptic messages, and I said, well, we're going live at 10 Central, and we're hoping to see Dean there because his he keeps me thinking.
Space Cat 72 is here. Says good evening, everyone.
Did you get Crash?
I did say Crash.
Okay, I missed it.
Garage, who has commanded that you hit the thumbs up. Dougster Wolverine Garage says potato.
Just covered a quarter of our.
That's probably more potatoes than we need in one thing there.
A quarter of the screen is covered with potatoes. Look at this. This is what we have to look at. Look at this.
Come on, Dougster. Plant them potatoes. Oh, now we're all kinds of thrown off.
I don't care. I'll get it back.
Thanks, everyone, for stopping in. We started a little bit early tonight, so I'm just going to award 2 points for everyone's name that I've read so far. So, the point system, it's an on your honor system. I don't keep track of the points. You keep track of your points, right? So I will award them when you do something I like being here on time or answering a question, or you know what I should do? I should award points for people who put up new videos.
Oh, hey, is our sound and our video synchronized, or is it off again?
Well, we've never had problems with this one.
I know, but when I look in the screen and I see it's wrong, it could be just us right here, and that's not the way it's going out. I don't know.
Yeah, I got that monitor duct taped to some wire and hung sideways, and I've turned.
That monitor swings around any direction, so we can see it from all over the shop.
Yeah, I've got it bolted to a shelf, and it pivots so we can move it depending on where we want the table that given night.
And it's big.
It's not that big. I think it's only like a 26. It's not even a 30-inch monitor.
I think it is. Oh, it might be.
We've got much bigger one in the house.
In the house, we have a 55-inch on its side for the chat.
But we sit further away from that one.
That's pretty nice. Sounds maybe a half a nanosecond out if you really pay attention. Okay. Oh, John Cope. Hey, did you get my email? We got to get on the phone with.
Welcome to stream, John Cope.
With Kim.
We'd be happy to help you with live streaming if there's anything we can do to make it work.
Because that's not something we can just do through an email. We just got to.
It's so much faster to walk through it like through a live phone call, and you tell us if you're struggling with something. The other thing is if you're using something like StreamYard, it's different than this piece of software, which is Open Broadcast Studio. 38 Racing is developing a fear of spuds. No, have no fear because the Dougster is here with his potatoes.
Hey, I planted that potato in the house in a pot, and
it didn't like it.
And it's not germinating. So I don't know what the problem is. It's probably, I don't know. Got to dig it up and see what happened. I'm sad about that. I want it to be a whole lineage of Dougster potatoes.
You're gonna have to get us another potato so we can propagate more Bud the Spuds.
We'll go to No Name Nationals so we can get a potato.
KJ Kiley, welcome to the stream, says, Tavo, can you box with kangaroos yet? That's the funniest thing. I saw a short right before I came up here. There was a dog and a kangaroo had the dog, and they said, the dog's wearing that collar. It's to protect the dog from kangaroo attacks. And the guy walked over there and wrestled the dog free from the kangaroo, and then punched the kangaroo. The kangaroo like reared up, like they do, and the guy just punched the kangaroo in the face, and the kangaroo and that was the end of the stream. It was funny.
Jeez. Yeah, Tawa, how you doing? What's He says he's struggling. Oh, it's roasting out there. Well, too bad you can't just like
We'll trade you
send
weather.
some of the heat up here because there's snow on the ground outside
Yeah, we got like this much snow out there, which is a lot for this
Tennessee.
part of Tennessee.
For Tennessee, that's a lot.
It's really not bad though. I'll take the snow over the like really really biting cold any day of the week. I would much rather, because we're inside anyway. So
Yeah, it's like 30, 31 degrees out there. So
And
the snow's not going to melt, but it's not like when it's colder.
it's only about 45 or 46 degrees. That's freedom units here in the shop, and it doesn't feel as bad as it does some nights because I came out yesterday evening and started the fire, and I tended it all night and all day. So it's actually everything is 45. The table is 45. It's cold 45, but it's all 45. Whereas if you just start the fire and bring it up to 45, everything else is still frozen. Those Mike N, welcome to the stream, says, "How about those wildfires? That is
Oh,
insane."
I get a friend, his daughter's out there, and she and her husband are well, her husband's in a band, and they two of the band members already had their houses burned down. The fire's close to them, like within a half mile of their house, and they are ready to leave if they have to. And yeah, not good.
Hippie Long says, "Snow hides the yuck and makes the world quiet." It
It is
is
quiet out there, isn't it?
super like this, like it absorbs all the sound, so it's super dead, like deadened, not dead, but dead end. And because it's plenty of snow out there to deaden the sound, and it's already pretty quiet. I don't know. The highway makes a lot of noise, and that's the other thing is I don't think there's many people on the road because the weather is kind of eh.
It's like us. I'm not driving those cars anywhere with because here in Tennessee, it's slightest bit of snow and they put enough salt down to melt 3 feet of it, and I just don't want to drive my cars with all that salt on the roads.
Yeah,
So
and a lot of people they don't have a vehicle for it.
We got what we need.
They don't have winter tires. They're smart enough to know that they don't really want to go out in it.
We didn't start the fire. Yeah, I can just hear that. So hope Ari is okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from Ari in a while. I guess he did a video not long ago, but it wasn't very long.
Yeah, the destruction numbers, like
But he's south there quite a bit.
the billions of dollars in real estate destruction, are really gonna, because the density of the housing that was burned, they said something like 10,000 buildings, and they're all like high rent buildings. And I guess there's a lot of people who didn't have good fire coverage. We'll see how that goes. They're going to claim disaster and beg for emergency funding, and they're going to get a bunch of money that the government is going to squander and not actually, But what, those people in North Carolina, South Carolina, who got flooded because the infrastructure was, what did they get? Nothing.
You know what paid off there? The people that had CB radios. They that they got busy with
Yeah.
the CB got busy over there because that was the only way to communicate. That AM and 1 a.m. radio station. If you ever watch a guy, Farpoint Farms, he was right out in the middle of that, and he says and he's a CB radio guy. He goes, the CB was busy, and there was 1 a.m. radio station that got them all the information they needed, which is because everything else was down. They didn't have power for like 8 days or something. And he had a generator, small generator, some solar power units, and they did okay. He had a little washing machine, little tiny washing machine that you had to manually go from wash to rinse, and he used very little power, so they were able to wash their clothes. But he was prepared for it. 38 Racing, getting the heat started early helps get everything warm. Kim was up here off and on all day keeping the fire going, but still,
Yeah.
she'd only come up here every few hours, so it'd die down. So it's not really
Oh,
cold
I
in here.
wasn't toking it up big and hot. I just wanted it to have. I wanted to have a decent base because starting from ambient temperature, which is about 30 outside, to get it up to 45 takes a long time. And just keeping it at 45 doesn't take nearly as much firewood. I was burning some green wood too. It doesn't put out as much heat. But since we're here, I'm going to stack it up, turn the fan on. He's got the little space heater beside him. We're good. Hey, I want to say too, pardon my sort of bitter and contemptuous sort of view on the as far on a human level, the fires are horrible. There's people being displaced. Those peoples did not make the rules that set them up to be in a bad situation like they are, where they're in the path of destruction like that. That should have been handled so differently. And those, the individuals who own those homes in those areas really aren't to blame for the situation. They're just stuck in it like anybody else in a natural disaster.
You know what I did about it? 1991, I moved out of California. Got rid of the stupidity. Left that behind.
I want to put the fan on and double check the fire because I just made big changes to it. And then I do have the other camera. And then I'm going to set up tonight. I'm going to try and work on some manifold fabrication stuff. I actually took the cams. The next thing that we really need to do, the next thing that's important in line, is to measure cams, verify that the trust but verify the cam that we got is ready to go. Make sure everything measures as best we can. We're not really experts at measuring cams, so we sort of have to tinker around with
I've
them.
learned about it over the last few days, so I'm going to try.
And yeah, he's been busy researching, so we haven't really actually done the stuff. So now, hopefully, he feels confident enough to look at it. Because you have to have some level of confidence before you can record what you're doing as well, or else you're just fumbling.
Show everybody to do it wrong.
Yeah, there's no point, and like we have to have some concept. And then, but I have the zoom camera, so I'll be able to get nice, clear, close-up video indoors where it's warm. But yeah, we're here at the stream for a little while, and we'll probably. Oh, he needs to make some shorts. If you guys think of anything that you want to see a short on, I will award 10. I'm not even joking.
Oh, geez.
10 points to anybody.
They might come up with all kinds of stupid ideas.
Well, that's the thing, right? It can't be a stupid idea. It has to be an idea that he likes enough to use. So you got to convince him. Because I don't want to have to always be doing it. I turn into the witch. I'm like, you did your short. Like, I don't care if he does a short. If he doesn't want to do one, don't do one. But he gets upset if he doesn't do one.
Since John Wilburn gave us the, what do they call that?
The challenge.
The challenge, which was about 7 months ago. I've done one short a day, and I've only missed one day, and that was Christmas.
Yeah.
So, and that's helped me. That's helped this channel a lot. It's been kind of fun to do it.
We've gotten new viewers and people in the community through it too. I think we've got about 3 people who have then found John Wilburn because we told them about No Name Nationals, and so now they're part of the community. And if everybody who's involved brings 3 new people in every year, like it will, there'll never be a worry that, because people come in and people go. You know what I mean? The same people who were here the first year are not going to be the same people who show up on the 4th year, because not everybody does everything every year forever. So, we just have to be. Rule number 2, trust no YouTube chat recommendations, says Mike.
I've got
Come on, Mike.
Up there further. Boat Anchor came in.
Oh, I was watching his live for a few minutes.
Oh, you were watching his live. Okay. It was at the half. He says he just half fixed an old realistic face.
I was watching that. I saw.
Okay, I didn't watch that yet. But
all right, you're on your own for a minute.
Okay, I was going to say something to you that, you sent me that radio. It's got what made that noise?
I don't know. For some reason,
this thing goes ching. Okay.
It doesn't like when I get up.
Okay, so you sent me that CB radio tracking number through USPS, the Postal Service. Said it was supposed to be here on the 6th. And then on the 6th, or maybe it was the 7th, the tracking was still going. It was still in California. And it said the delivery would be late. Instead of a day, it had late. Well, today it said it was going to be here today. I mean, it made it, man, making noise.
Sorry.
Yeah, Kim's hammering. So it said it was in Nashville. Said it'd be here today. It's still not here. So
They probably had problems with snow today.
it's hard to talk over the hammering. Huh? The
Trying to make it warm.
So let's see, where was I here? So anyway, it is still tracking. I expect I'll get it, and I'm looking forward to that.
It'll come in a day or two now. It's coming.
JG Mopar says the people who
One more hit, big one. I lied too. Okay, I got it.
the people who lost homes in Southern California will go through many years of BS trying to rebuild. Yeah, friends of mine, the guy who I know, his daughter and her husband are there. They have a pretty nice place, I guess, and they've already got offers on it right now, and he's telling them get out of there. And I guess they were looking at a place in Tennessee, but I don't know. The business, he's in a band, and it's a well-known band, so they're all the people they network with are there, in the LA area. So I don't know if they'll be able to do that, but I guess they really want to move to Tennessee. What is this? I always just threw him 8 in. Oh, I just threw them in and got lucky. Dougster, rule number 1, never trust MFR. MFR. What am I missing? Cope, shorts to help. Dougster, shorts are a big help.
Yeah.
Mike N, cha-ching. What's cha-ching? Cope. Dougster and Cope saying hi to each other. Buff, do a barbecue cookout. Yeah, out in the snow. Yeah, Kim cooked pork chops, 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
And she didn't. She always does them on the grill outside. She did them inside on the in a frying pan, and they came out really good. But it surprised me she wasn't doing them on the grill, but it was mighty cold out there.
Yeah.
Oh, while Kim's working on the car, I'll go back to working on the car. I think Kim's over there splitting wood. But I'm not sure.
I'm just making sure the fire's gonna get nice and warm because it'll get cold. I know you'll get cold.
Mike N.
You won't want to quit.
Mike N. Yeah, probably should have been checking cams. I've been looking so far. Hope you guys show the measurement efforts. Spearhead, cooking spare ribs on the headers. I always wanted to weld tubes to the headers that you could stick burritos down in there in the tubes and then drive somewhere. You get where you're going. The burritos are ready. I guess you could put anything in there. You could put, what else could you do? Anything that's shaped like that. Tamales. I don't know. That would smell good. We put potatoes up on the crossover on Y Block Ford where the exhaust crosses over underneath the carburetor. I had a friend that wrapped potatoes in aluminum foil and tried to cook them there, but they got hot, but they didn't cook. They're pretty hard. Hippie Long, Nashville is now the center of the universe in music, and I think that's what these people are thinking. And yeah, they're well known. It's just like their whole network right now is in the LA area. So I don't know, 2 of them had their houses burned down. So yeah, rough time for them. Boat Anchor, got my eye on a 62 Dodge Lancer, but I haven't asked the guy about it. You know what? That's the Road Toad, man. We got other people in here with Road Toads. Then Road Toads are the 60, 61, 62 Valiants and Lancers. And One-Eyed Cat in here, he's got a 62 Valiant with a 440 in it. And he takes that to Tony Nationals every year. Are you 38 racing? You think about measuring? No, we're not going to measure the full. We're not going to degree it. What I'm going to do is make sure there's taper on it, so we're pretty much assured that the lifters will turn.
Yep.
And we'll check all the lifters to make sure they're not flat or concave or something. So we've got some new lifters, and then the what are they called? DLC coated lifters are not going to be ready until April for the slant 6. So we've already written off that idea. So I really don't really know what we're doing yet.
We've got
we got
we've got new stock milling lifters that are dated July of 2024.
Yeah.
So they should be post
Yeah,
lifter apocalypse.
Yeah, we'll be checking.
What are we going to call it? Is that what we're calling it?
I don't know.
Apocalypse?
Let's see here. I've lost my place. Oh, that's different. I've used gasoline and kerosene before. JG Mopar, I've only seen 162 Lancer in real life. Oh man, I'm old. They were everywhere. I always liked the Valiants better, but I like the off-road totes. Oh, Kim's doing something, banging stuff around. Oh, she's moving a cylinder head.
Yes.
Shaking the table.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see.
We hope to pick this up in the air.
Okay, I gotta get up and help Kim.
Just for a second.
Where are we going?
We are going.
My gloves are over there.
Here, well, I'll get you gloves.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see here. What's a little cancer between friends at Good Old Shop Barbecue? Chichimo Park. I had a 62 Plymouth Valiant wagon, sold it years ago. I wish I still had it. Yeah, I really like the wagons. My favorite of those Valiants was the 60 because they weren't a Plymouth. They were just a Valiant. It was a new division, but by 61 they were a Plymouth Valiant. But I like the taillights on the 60 and the 61, but any of them will do. And I like the dash on the original one too. 62 Lancer sounds like Stone Soup. Isn't that what that was?
Something like that, yeah.
Road Toads Down Under 62, 62, and early 63. Okay, I gotta move away from the chat for a second, which means I'm gonna lose my place again. Temperature's not coming up in here.
Oh, it will.
Let me get around here where I can grab something. You gotta. Oh God, that's not what I had in mind, but okay.
Perfect. Good.
I was gonna reach down and pick up that end, and she picked the whole thing up.
I did not. I would never pick it up. It's too heavy for me.
Okay, where was I? Stone Soup, yeah, Road Toads Down. Okay, I already did that. Bart, Sec, Jack, Yo Buff, you like fluff. Check, Kim, you being have. Hippie Long, 40 years in entertainment here, 30 years in IATSE stagehand. Hippie Long, where are you? I know kind of about where you are. Are you in the Los Angeles area? Because you'd know these people, likely you'd know. Nashville may have the recording studios, but Austin is still the live music capital. That may be. New Orleans has pretty good live music. Oh, yeah, they do. Boat Anchor. It's a 4-door, though. 4-door's okay. See, it used to be. I would never have anything that was a 4-door. Now, there's just, there's so few cars around. I'll take 4-door. And although I just bought a 2-door car, which is kind of cool. But the other car, my Valiant's a 4-door, and Kim's 66 Dart's a 4-door.
The problem
it's just the way they are,
The problem with a 2-door car is it's such a big upfront investment, and then I don't want to touch it. A 4-door car, I can do what I want with it, and I'm not hurting it in any way.
Gearhead. JB Austin City Limits is a great series. KJ Kylie, rocking the Casbah. Yeah, Kim's over there singing that now. Dougster Wolverine Garage. I have 2 sets of lifters for Big Block Mopar. One set is Eaton from 81. The other is from 79. Forget the brand. Those are probably good, as long as they don't have any corrosion on them. JB Pax. I started watching when I was 5. Smokey and the Bandit was my favorite movie, and Jerry Reed was on ACL. ACL. Oh, being have, that's a play. Oh, behave. Hippie Long. Oh, that's right. I know where you are. I just forgot. These people I know. It's I don't know. I guess can I mention names? Should I mention names of a band? You know who it is. It's my friend's daughter is married to
I don't know who you're talking about.
yeah, I should. I'm just thinking what trouble. I don't probably. I mean, he's well known.
Why would you get in trouble? I don't understand that either.
She's married to Dweezil Zappa, and yeah, like 2 of the band members already lost their homes, and theirs is close, and that's not a bad. That's not a good thing. But I don't know where they're thinking about going in Tennessee, maybe close to Nashville. I would think that's kind of what I thought. I asked him, he didn't know. He was I was on the phone with him yesterday. Oh, Dougster says it's not a 4-door, it's a crew cab. You're right, it's a crew cab.
That's what you call it now. That's what other kids are calling it.
38. I prefer 2 doors just for ease of entry and exit. Being stylish is a plus. Yep. Yeah, and I really like 2 doors, but the price went up. Yeah, and even that one I just bought, I probably overpaid for that for its year and model. And I mean, I'd never pay that much for a box top Fairmont, but I liked it because it was it's not even a Fairmont. It's I keep calling it a Fairmont. It's a Zephyr. It's a Mercury version, but it's the one that looks kind of like a chop top.
This is
Lisa
what we're
Lloyd.
with here.
No, that was like way back, long past. Her name is Megan. If you look up, she's well known enough. Megan Zappa. I know where a 6-door caddy is. It's a great candidate for resto, and it's black. Yeah, you could race that. There's enough room for a couple more engines in there. Open up the back doors and see the engines lined up. 38. I don't have enough friends to need any backseat passengers. Oh man.
The only backseaters I need is the backseat mechanics I got in this chat.
Oh, it used to be like that in the racing back in the teens and 20s, where the mechanic rode in the car and to fix the car when it broke down. Remember that? They had no seat belts. They're sitting next to each other and going like hell, and they hit bumps and fly out of the car. Oh man, the mechanics in there riding through that. Would you want to be a mechanic riding with some of these crazy race drivers? Hey, um, sometimes Shane Polito's in here listening. Shane, if you're in here listening, give me a call. Either that or they're scared of my driving. 38. JG Mopar, I'd like to make a replica Adam 12 police car with an old 4-door Plymouth or AMCs. Yeah, that's what they used too. They had satellites and AMC. The early, God, I don't even think they were Matadors yet. Were they Matadors or were they AMC Rebels? Because see, they called it a Rebel for years, and then one year it was a Matador. Same car. Oh, ads. Sorry.
They know the drill.
Yeah, Dougster says six-door caddy limo with two blown 426 Hemis mid-engine. Yep. Somewhere in my model cars, I have a 71. I think it might have been a 72 Plymouth Barracuda, and I put two Tornado engines, one in the front, one in the back, the black one. No, they weren't AMC American's a small car. It was a mid-sized car. It was a Matador or a Rebel. It's probably a Matador. I don't remember what year they stopped calling it a Rebel and started calling it a Matador. And then in '74 they came out of the Matador with the big bug eyes, and I had one of those. I like that body style, but the four door never got that nose piece. Yeah, back when I had law enforcement stuff, the first police car I ever rode in, it was a brand spanking new car, and it was a 1970 Coronet. You know, one of the two big oval bumper grills up front. It was a brand new car. It had a 383 and automatic in it. Mopar Jeff 604. Hello everyone. Hello Mopar Jeff.
Welcome to the
Well,
stream, Mopar Jeff.
welcome. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of glad. At the time, I really didn't want to get away from that business, but it is not where I belong. And I ended up working on cars again, and then started using my aircraft skills. And I was a pilot, so I got into the airplane end of it. Yeah, I did okay with that. I really enjoyed it, but I'm kind of glad I'm done with it. I'm kind of glad I'm here at home. The thing about the airplane business I was in, I worked for a defense contractor. Well, I did two things. I worked in a business where I helped design and build uh, kit airplanes, like single and two place airplanes. And then I worked for a defense contractor for many years doing the big drones, the unmanned aerial systems, UAS. And yeah, it was fun stuff. Worked on a flight testing uh, team for a long time. But I'm glad I'm away from it. Well, the thing with that business is you're always on the road. I'm living in hotels or a rental home with three guys in there that work out at the test site. And when I've got a house here, and had enough of that. I'm home now. Gearhead says AMC Rambler Rebel was a nice car. They were okay. They were better than what. See, back then I didn't like them a whole lot, but after I had one, and after I've been around them, and now I like them a lot. But Tavo, first police car I rode in was a brand new 1970 BG Valiant, the model with rectangular headlights and park lights, turn signals on top of the fender. Were you in the back seat or the front seat? Yeah, first police cars I rode in, I was in the front seat. After that, I rode in a police car one time. I was in the back seat with handcuffs on. Oh man! Hi, Buff. Are you keeping warm? Barely. It is. It's getting warmer in here.
You could wear the big coat if you want.
I'm sitting here by the heater, so that helps. It's like 57 degrees in here now. It's coming up, and we got a good. Kim says a good fire going. I was working on it a little bit. Then I came over here to get the stream going, and she went back over to the fire she's been put some wood in there. We have some wood that was a little bit wet in there, big pieces, so that stuff will be in there and it'll dry out.
Yeah, it'll go. Oh, it's making heat now.
Dougster, father, my friend's father worked for AMC. He had something to do with the body design. He helped the AMX Javelin program. He helped design the Ramble seat. Yeah, I remember that thing. It was like a rumble seat, only it was in the back of a much more modern car, modern people my age, 1970s car with a backwards opening trunk with a seat back there, which is pretty interesting. I remember that thing. It was what was that thing? It was an AMX, I think. Top of a back seat, small child. Oh, you small child wandered off from a fair at night, tried to walk 20 miles home. Oh, you did? Wow. Jody Pearson, they let you ride in the front when you were a minor. No, you know what? I was in school taking police science and criminology, and we rode to the cops sometimes. I don't know. Law enforcement. You, see, I had this idea that I wanted to be a good guy and help people, and shit, half the cops or more were just in it for themselves and were as bad as some of the criminals. I was really disappointed in a lot of the officers.
Just like every cop is a criminal.
You know, the cops I knew that were really good cops.
All the saints. Doo-ba-doo.
I knew some cops who were really good cops, doing what they're supposed to be doing, really had a good attitude, and they'd last 1, 2, 3 years, and they'd go do something else, be a truck driver or do something else, be an auto mechanic, because it wasn't what they expected it to be, and that's how I was. It wasn't what I expected it to be. Dougster, we got 6 inches of snow. Today started at noon. Going home from work was interesting today, I bet. You know what, Mexican Spec? Got a friend up there that met you in here. What it's like. He's all excited about one of your cars. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I don't think the timing's quite right for him, but he's all excited about some car you have.
Mexican Spec's here. Oh, hi, Mexican Spec. Welcome to the stream. Sorry I was busy. I
Good
didn't
day
see
today,
you.
Mexican Spec. You'll be pleased to know yesterday ends well.
That's good because I've
Because Tahoe's already in tomorrow.
there's some disturbing things happening in the world, and I was concerned. Excellent to know that it works out better than I.
It be long. Mexican Spec, as soon as I sell some of the fleet, I'm going to hit you up. Man, Tim, remember the Ramblers that the front seat folded back down to make a full bed? You know, Nash started doing that. I don't know when they started doing that, like late 40s or something. And they were like that all the way up into the 60s when they became AMC and Rambler and all that. 38 race, all the sinners saints.
Yep.
So, Tim, I had a 89 Toyota Crown with a seat like that. Oh, you got the Toyota Crown down there. I don't think we got that here. Mexican Spec says he's glad to know that. Jody Pearson, I'm bringing my 98 RMK 700 snowmobile to a vintage show tomorrow. Hope I win a participation trophy.
Ooh, never have too many of them.
It's like my top half is not warm enough and my leg is getting fried. Okay,
It is warming up in here. It's almost 50.
it's almost 50.
Yeah,
Almost.
unless you didn't notice.
Almost.
In case you didn't notice, I'm making progress.
Next inspect, hippie long. Great. I'm going to deliver the car I have now on the 1st of February. After that, I'll be able to get anything. Next inspect, I just made a list of F-body Super Bs I could find for a client. Hippie long, I need Tahoe to send cars too. I am really thinking about, well, I've got to do my Fox body next. Get it in and get a heater in it so I can drive it. Because it's just too cold to drive. If I sit on the upholstery, I'm afraid it'll crack, you know. So you got to do that first. And the window, it needs a window. It's got a piece of plastic in the driver's window, but we have the window. We just got to install it. So those things need to be done. Then it can get rolled out of here. But I'm thinking instead of doing an aluminum car, I might bring the Valiant in here and do the
Seemed like there's some people who thought that was a cool idea.
do the Valiant Ute first.
It is a very cool idea.
I mean, it's major body work, which that's kind of what I like. I think I like it. Tavo, how's the roof coming along? Tavo, how's your hand coming along? That's what I want to know. Mexican Spec says, hippie long, I'll be sending cars to Australia. Maybe Tavo can use the same container to send yours back. Are they going to Tavo? Tavo, not going real fast right now. Finding gentle cleanup jobs to do on it for now. Yeah, man. Yeah, what are you going to do about that rust on the inside? Vinegar. I don't know. You might be able to get that cleaned up and then put some rust converter over it on the inside. Of course, then you're going to weld. That's not going to be good.
Then you want to use weld through primer if you're putting something on it.
Let's see, X-Inspect Dougster. What they call that? Old-fashioned colors. They call that old-fashioned color scheme. Unity Motorsports Garage. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in.
He said he just stopped by before bed. Well, thanks for stopping in. We're up here in the shop doing something. Kim's over here working on some exhaust manifolds or something.
He's supposed to be thinking of shorts, but he's not doing it because he's busy talking.
Because I'm over here doing this. Yeah, Kim wants me to get my shorts done. So
somebody was supposed to come up with a suggestion and convince him to do it, and no one did.
I've got a couple of things here to do.
Really?
Stuff in that blue bag is a short, okay. But I don't want to say what it is in here because, it's like that's a surprise. I guess I could take these lifters and show how to look for to make sure they're convex and not concave or flat. Let's see here. Jody Pearson. Polaris used the 98 RMK decals this year for their 70th anniversary sled. I'm trying to play off that. Oh, I see. Excellent stuff. Take off the new side marker lights before you start cutting the Valiant. Yeah, but they're down real low. But yeah, I probably will. Because I'll be doing paint work and everything, so I'll probably strip most everything off. Mexican Spec, no, they're going to Brisbane, but Australia is Australia, right? Yeah, Australia is almost as big as the United States. The 48, anyway. I think it's not quite that big, but it's a continent. I think it's the only continent that only has one country. GB, it's a straight shot from Los Cabos, BCS to Brisbane, a direct line. Oh, yes, rust converter followed by Rust-Oleum coating. No welding happening at the rusty bits. All that will be shiny, clean metal. Dudster Max, the two particular colors just didn't work together. Next, those Super Bs are super cool. Maybe long. Next, Spec, I would love to order parts through you. I wonder if new old parts are easier to find there. Oh, that reminds me. I know we're busy and it's not an emergency. Just Mexican Spec, if you get me a price on that speedometer. When you get a chance, I know I've always said that when you get a chance. So I'm not I just when Hippie Long said ordering parts, used parts, old parts, I thought of that.
I'm gonna move
Tavo, you ever
this.
see the super?
So chat, you can see what I'm mocking up here.
She's mocking up something there.
Turbo manifold. I'm mocking.
Yeah, she's mocking up a turbo manifold. Hey, we gotta light up the.
Whoop whoop.
See,
Thank you, Junkyard D.
Get the Studebaker, the super chat lights on.
It's
Thank
very
you.
generous of you. We appreciate it
Lights.
a ton. A ton.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I
Thank
wish
you.
I could do donuts for you. Actually, if it was daytime, I would go out and do some donuts for you.
Is that what we're gonna do when it warms up and we're daylight doing this?
Donuts?
We're gonna do donuts for super chats.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Super chat.
Well, you can take the super chat money. We'll do a few of those. We'll take the super chat money, and we'll buy new tires. Oh.
I mean, in the snow, it'd be easy to do donuts. It'd be more difficult to do them without getting stuck. But hey, what do you want?
But if the overflow bottle hadn't blown up all over me, I would have had time to go look. Oh yeah, I know you had. Yeah, that's how cars are. You know, the first year we went to No Name Nationals, I met Kim there. So she had her van, I had my car, and we didn't have any problems. The next year, we took her van, and we didn't even get we just get on the highway going to out of Clarksville, and we already had an overheated van and problems, and so we ended up alongside the road. And then coming back this year, I ended up in a totaled car and ended up in the hospital and everything else. So that's just how trips are in old cars. You end up somewhere you don't expect to be.
Sure can be. Yes.
I've looked around here, Buff, and there are no Mexican Fairmonts in the yards. It would have to be when I go back to a big city. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I mean, I can drive the car fine with an 85-mile-an-hour speedometer. It's just at some point I want to. When I tear that dash all apart, I'd like to put it all back together with the faster speedometer, but it doesn't matter. Well, and then I either have to. I'll probably just go by the inner numbers, but I could get a 5/8 little 5/8 gearbox, and there's a couple of companies make those, and then the speedometer would read in miles per hour on the outside numbers, which are kilometers for you. You have snow. You have snow. We have snow here. Yeah. Let me see. Do I have a picture? Jody. Oh, Gearhead says snowing in North Dakota right now. See if I can find a picture.
Be right back.
Be right back. Okay. Here's what we have. I can't. I'm too shaky. Yeah, you see, it's just kind of a dusting of snow. It's not huge. There's a counterpart to the Fairmont de Montego. No, it was the Zephyr. Junkyard D just jumping in to say hi. I got to run. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Tabo, I have no ad blocker on the shed computer, so no compensation. Yeah, Zephyr. Yeah, mine is the Zephyr Z7, which is one of the top is much. It's a couple inches shorter, I think. 1.5 inches, 2 inches shorter than the box top Fairmonts, which I kind of like. The Fairmont Futura Coupe and the Zephyr Z7 were the coupe with the short top, with the not so tall top. Yeah, I'm not driving the car now, but as soon as this car's out of here, it's coming in to get the heater put in, When I'm going to have the dash pad off and a lot of the dash apart. I'd like to do it then, but it's not a big deal. I can drive the car without that. Jody Pearson, it's headed towards me to Grand Forks. Man, 38 Racing, that looks like more snow than we've had. It's about an inch. I mean, it's not much. I mean, for here, that's snow. That's normal Tennessee snow. Yep, that happens once a year, maybe twice a year. Lower, not shorter. Well, I'm short. Am I short or am I low? I see. You mean shorter like the car is shorter. Yeah, it's a completely different. It's a it's the same chassis and unibody, but it's all different sheet metal from the firewall back. Uh, Tonight's weather here is dark with scattered light in the morning. Sounds about right. Is that how it is here? Is the weather here dark with scattered light in the morning? What's wrong, Kim? You're not responding. Your mind is elsewhere.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. What is this next sec? But that car will never be out of there. Buff. I hope Kim doesn't start throwing something at me. What, my car won't be out of here? My car will be out of here.
My car will never be
out
of here.
Oh, her car will never be out of here. I know. This was like a 2-day oil leak fix, and it's turned into a 3.5 month. We're still not done.
I didn't know we were going to remanufacture the whole damn car.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe he's right. You're over here making a turbo manifold for the engine we're putting a cam in?
Yeah.
Cam. That sounds like it might take longer.
No, that won't hold anything up. That's gonna move right along.
Making something for. I know what she's doing. She's making something for me to braze that all together, so she can mount a turbo on it. Here we go. I've done some brazing on exhaust manifolds, and they've held up real well. And so I don't know. I've never done something that big where it's just cantilevered a heavy thing like a manifold or like a turbo out there. But I suppose if we supported it some other way, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? It cracks and needs to be fixed, or it's no good. Hippie Long, you're altitudinally efficient. Dean Stevenson, I was hoping to see you here tonight. Do turbo rod, exhaust manifold. It's a natural. What is that? Do turbo rod. Kim, time for JB weld?
Hey, if I can't get him to braze, JB weld's the next choice.
I think the bronze will hold up to higher temperatures than the JB weld.
I mean, how hot's it gonna get? It's just exhaust.
It's just exhaust. It's just the air exiting the combustion chamber.
That's all. How hot's that? Doesn't seem like it should be a problem.
Well, it's 6 of them. 6 combustion chambers.
I know.
Over and over and over and over and over, faster than you can say over and over.
Yeah, but
I'm amazed it works at all.
But how fast can I say potato? Because I could say a lot of potato, a lot of fast.
Be sure to use a flex joint in the downpipe. You know, we have some flex joints. We have some good flex joints here.
Yeah, that's what I'm working out now. If I just slapped it together square and straight, the problem will be is that when it starts to heat up, it's going to crack.
Kim, look at this surface and tell me what you think of it.
It sucks.
It doesn't look shiny and smooth.
What'd you do with it?
Took it out of the box.
Oh, it's Parkerized.
Do we have a straight edge, or all the straight edges are down in the house? Oh, I've got a straight edge here.
You know what? Use your dowel caliper and see if it's taller in the center than it is at the edge.
You
know what I mean?
I'm already ahead of you.
Square it up. Check it out. See if it seems okay. Because if not, we'll send it back. We can make a short out of that. See what we're making it say.
Shit, it sure looks the same to me. God, I swear it's flat. Now I'm too shaky. Good shaky old man. Now this has probably a couple of thousandths dome to it.
Okay.
Because when I lay something flat on there, I can see light under both edges, but barely.
Okay. Well, if you can think of a way to make that recordable,
Yeah,
like a way to show
yeah.
that.
Ooh,
You're too
cold.
shaky to do that right now.
Yeah, I'm too shaky to do that right now, and I'm cold. Let's see.
Here.
Oh, Tavo, rest two lifters face to face. No kidding. Well, then you only know if one of them's right. Let's see.
Thank you, Tavo. See, you're giving us.
But yeah, if I still say that, only tells you.
Warm this up.
Yeah, can you look at the fire and see how it's doing?
I'm going there now. It's making a lot of heat. It's warming up in here, but it's just it's 50 in here. It was 40. 45.
There's some kind of mung in this. Oh yeah, definitely. They're cone. Look at this, Kim.
I just walked away.
Okay, well I'll look at it when you get back.
Okay.
Doug's got more potatoes. Oh, he hasn't stopped talking long enough to drink or smoke anything. What is this? You want me to be quiet? Let's see.
Don't be quiet, because
Buff, on the list of F-Body Super Bees, the guy likes the blue one. Guess where that car is? Well, I have no idea. Good suggestion for a buff short. Oh, what is this? There's something I've missed. What is this? I use it as filler for pitted Tonka trucks. I don't smoke anything. Team Stevens, I feel that way about the Northern Hemisphere. I swear it's flat. Yeah, so the flat earthers is New Zealand and Australia on the bottom side of the flat earth?
Lean forward.
Oh, I see what you're going to do. Oh, that's warmer.
I warmed him up on
Okay,
the
Kim,
fireplace.
look at this is one of your new lifters.
Yeah.
Look at that end of it.
What's it? Rusty.
I don't know what that mung is.
Oh, it's not so bad. We'll wash it out. I want to see what they look like end to end. I forgot that was the way to double the amount of crown on them. Yep.
Oh, Buff, that blue one is in Culiacan, where the violence is. I might be able to see my son though. God. But he's where that is. Yeah, if you put the two rounded together, you can see that it's. You know what I mean? Put the two faces together. It's barbecued kangaroo tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, you can rock them back and forth. That's very good. That's very good. That's what we want. Those are keepers. That's what we're going to use.
Okay, let's see. Buff, maybe pressure test the new Zephyr heater core for short. I will do a short when I do that.
Yeah.
Because, and I will pressure test that before I go to all the trouble to put it in there. And if it's new heater core and it leaks, I'll fix it. So Mexican Spec, where's that place I went? You told me not to go after I went. You said it was a state that was ta 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 something. I went to a place in Mexico. Ah, here's ads. I'll wait for the ads. Maybe the ads are over. Ah, where was I here? Tim, bitter cold here the past few nights. I bet 0 degrees. My wife's VW battery died. I put my charger that my dad used from the 50s on it. Broke off the little spring clamp. Oh no. Never simple in the winter. Nope. Never simple in the winter. I just really dislike winter. Dean, it's flat on the top, spherical on the bottom, like a kiwi fruit. Yeah, let's use kiwi fruits for lifters. Oh, that won't work. Petrified kiwi fruit. 38 racing, you need to have the lifters clean for that to work well. Yeah, these don't look too bad, except down where the push rod goes, there's some kind of mung in there. Take 167. Aussie singer Billy Fields sold it. It's apparently very nice. Singer of Bad Habits. Oh yeah, Mexican Spec says to Mo, I don't know how to pronounce that. Malupus. That's a no-go zone. Geez, I went there. The place I went, the town, it's actually kind of a small town. It's right on the border. It's called Nuevo. I can't think of it. It it seems like I don't know if you've ever been to Algodones. It's just like a replica of Algodones. It's like hundreds of pharmacies and dentists and eyeglasses shops and place you can buy T-shirts and things. It's really geared toward Americans and Canadians. Okay, it's my luck. The guy wants a car that's in the middle of two cartels fighting. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, 38's taken off. Okay. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Next, maybe have the setup done ahead of time. Dougster, Kim, you're a peach. Blake Gaddis
I
just got
am?
here.
Who says that?
Dougster,
Aw, Dexter, you're sweet.
Blake Gaddis,
Don't get in trouble with your wife giving me compliments.
Blake Gaddis just got here. How's that slant doing, Kim?
You know what? We have a plan. We have a plan. We've got a cam and lifter set for it, and those are going to go in. That's going to resolve the problem. So sneak peek. The next video we're going to do our best to visually document the cam and lifters that came out of the car. And as far as we can see, the cam that came out of the car was ground with no taper, which is one of the things that a bad batch of Chinese cams, and we thought that that rebuild was too old to be involved with that. There was no taper. The wear marks, the wear pattern is right down the middle of the cam lobe, nothing on either side. And when there's taper, it goes up one side and then in and over the top and then back down the other side on the lobe. Like it's a very obvious. So we have three cams. We have the new cam that has no wear on it that we need to check. We have the cam that came out of this motor that looks like it has a very incorrect wear pattern. And then we have the cam that came out of the motor that came out of the 66 start. And it has a normal amount. It has a lot, but has a normal type of wear pattern. So we're going to compare and contrast those. Thank you, KJ Kylie. She says Pittsburgh girls are hot. I'm definitely warmer than I was when I was in Pittsburgh because I am now in Tennessee. And sometimes I get hot flashes. So not at this time of year, Mexico. You know what? Over by the wood stove. Do you feel a little better now that I put a warm coat on?
I'm having cold flashes.
I put a nice warm coat on him.
It helped. It fell off this side because I moved.
I did my best. It's just over 50 in here, and that's all the warmer it's going to get in the next hour. I'll tell you that. I'm doing my best.
KJ Kylie, I think, was asking Demopolis Nuevo. It was Nuevo Progreso. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nuevo Progreso. It looks like an American would say Progreso. Progreso.
Like the soup?
Olive's here. Good evening. Probably good morning where you are. Barely. Dean Stevenson. They're talking about the fund to get him to come up to No Name Nationals. Not your fault. I'm just worried about my sister selling the family home. Her life, well, care. Just the normal sole provider stuff. It's not a biggie. Yeah, it would be fun to have Dean come up here, but that's pretty much halfway around the world. Mexican Spec, I have a blanket on my chair to pull over myself. Yeah, Mexican Spec, he says, Nuevo, I don't know, my Spanish pronunciation is tough sometimes. Progreso. That's just hard for an English speaker to say that word properly. JB, Kim is hotter than a fire ant's nest in a flash flood. So
wow.
I'd have to try to put all that together.
Fire ant's nest in a flash flood. Oh, yeah, that'd be a rocking place. I'll agree with that.
Oh, so it's just past midnight here. You guys got snows? We do.
Oh, we got.
I was showing pictures of it earlier.
It was beautiful today. It snowed. It's all cold and calm and quiet. Not what I want all the time.
It's too cold.
But when it happens, it's nice. It's nice now and then.
I'll try to hold. My hands are a little shaky right now because I'm shaky and because it's cold. But that gives you an idea. Oh, it won't focus. Focus. Well, it gives you an idea. There's about an inch of snow out there.
You should have posted that picture for this live.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I get it. If you want, I'll go up and get my computer, and you could sit over by the fireplace, or we could be done soon. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll go for a while.
I don't want you to get sick.
No, I'm sort of warm enough. See what's going on here. What did I miss? Oh, Dougster's taking off.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He probably has stuff to do. I didn't mean to drive you away, Dougster. I'm sorry.
Mexican Spec says it may not be as cold as is there, but our house is not insulated for the cold, so a cold breeze blows through here. Yeah, it's been windy all day.
We get that.
Progresso, isn't that the name of the pasta sauce?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. And Dean Stevens says, night, doggone Nader, because he's gone. Olive says, we've got an inch or snow accumulation. And then something in rain. What's that say, Kim? Figure it out for me. Fourth one up from the bottom. Olive. And then idle and rain.
Then idle and rain?
I'm not sure what that word's supposed to be. Wet snow or fluffy snow? Oh, it's
kind of wet.
It's
not super cold.
Because it snowed when it's probably like 28 or 29 degrees, and right now it's like 30 or something out there. So it's
yeah. It's
not.
just barely cold enough.
It's not
snow.
that dry, squeaky stuff.
Yeah.
I like the dry, squeaky
You know what though? It
snow,
has to
but
be
then
cold.
it's really cold.
Oh shoot! I dropped bolts under your feet. So.
We don't see steam from Buff's mouth, so he is fine. Well, yeah, you're not going to see steam from my mouth when it's 50, 51. No, yeah, 51 degrees in here.
Yeah, I mean it's not frigid in here, but he's not as young as he used to be. I gotta take care of him.
I missed the cam measurements. No, the cam is at the house in the kitchen, and I think we're going to do it in there where it's warm and nice.
And he was trying to figure out how to do the measurements, but then he wanted to stream tonight, and we hadn't gotten the measurements, and I didn't want to drag. I got 3 cams and all the measuring equipment and stuff. I didn't want to drag it back out here. We'll just do it over there where it's warm. And I want to do it in the studio because I want to zoom in with the camera, and then we'll have all the lights in the studio. And then what we'll do is we'll do like we did on that first run video, where we run the video in the background and we talk about it. So I'll do zoom close up on the cam while he's measuring it, and I'll show the measurements and stuff, and then we can point and say, well, this is the measurement, yada yada yada. We can do the thing with the lifters.
And I really wanted to talk to Shane Polito before I did that, and he was off for Christmas and New Year's and vacation, all that. So the couple of times I've talked to him, it's been a very quick conversation, and he's busy and meetings, and you know how it is when you've been away from work and you come back and you're one of the lead guys. You don't have any extra time, so it's been hard to get a hold of him. So I really want to talk to him before I do that on camera.
Yep.
Oh, ice and snow. That's what Olive said. Ice and rain. That makes complete. Yeah, and a bunch of people here understood it. I don't know why I didn't. It makes complete sense now. Dean Stevenson, spell check Republic victim speaks. Spell check. Check. So what's the name of that country? It was Czechoslovakia for most of my life. But then it became Czech Republic and Slovakia. And now, what is the name of that country? They've changed it again. It's Czechia. And it took me a while to figure out what people were talking about. Czechia, but it's Czechia. Triple cams. Triple cams. Wow, it'll be quite the engine. Makes sense. Did you throw snowballs at passing cars? There's no passing cars here. There's a little street we live on that's like 1 lane wide that the post officer can drive down. Okay, let's see. Tim's making noise. I don't know what she's doing over there. What are you doing over there? This noise.
Firewood.
Cutting firewood?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let me try to get go quicker. Oh, and I was just reading one, and she retracted it. Maria Macias said that Nuevo Progreso is a border town. Yeah, and I've been there. That's a place I like because you walk across the bridge and you're there. And I used to get my prescription meds there. I used to get it out in the West when I was in Arizona. I could just go across into Algodones. But then when I was in the East, I'd go to Nuevo Progreso, and the town is, I mean, you almost think you're in the same border town. It's I like the place, but Mexican Spec told me that state is a rough state to be in. But I think the I think they probably leave that town alone because so many Americans and Canadians are there and bringing so much money in. They're not going to disrupt that. Or at least I wouldn't think so. Let's see. And what was it about? Let's, who here is happy and gloating the 2024 Chargers junk? Well, I don't want to gloat it's junk. I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's going to sell well. I'm kind of hoping it sells well enough that I can make, it's got speakers in the back to make it sound like an engine. They're going to quit. People are going to go out and they're going to brick and they're going to quit, And I'd like to have those speakers in the back, the ones that go make it sound like a gasoline engine. I'd like to make new recordings for that, so when it quits, it goes like and stops. Or I think it'd be interesting to have different recordings coming out that exhaust, depending on what the car is doing. Somebody's got to do that. Somebody's got to make aftermarket noises for that exhaust for that exhaust system.
They could say
like right when it quits. Like right when it quits, it makes some noise that says, "Hey, I give up." Yeah, that's what it could go. Just go, "I give up," or it could go,
"Somebody call a tow truck."
Yeah, or somebody call a tow truck. It just starts saying that out the tailpipe. I mean, instead of tailpipes, you got speakers. You might as well.
Think about it. If you can't drive it, it is saving the environment.
And if you're backing up, those speakers ought to say like something like, "Get the hell out of the way."
Hey, I'm walking here.
Don't walk here. Get the hell out of the way. I'm backing up.
Get out of the way. I'm backing up. Jeez.
Dean Stevenson, so you didn't fly a microlight in there. Oh, I've flown over Mexico before, but I always make sure I'm within gliding distance of the United States. I don't fly very far into Mexico. I had air traffic control one time in, right around the El Paso area. There's a lot of military and there's big airport. And if you're in a light plane, it's really kind of hard to navigate that area. And they don't want you flying through it. So they have you fly over the Rio Grande and overfly Mexico to go around El Paso. The first time that happened, I landed and I called them on the phone and I go, "Are you sure you want me to fly over Mexico?" And the guy says, "We do that all the time, as long as, So, okay. But I made sure I was within gliding distance of the U.S. Even if I flew into some restricted airspace, I'd rather land in trouble in the United States than land in trouble in Mexico. Let's see. I think you're right, Buff. However, the cartel has forced those pharmacies to switch out the real pills with theirs. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, geez. Nuevo Laredo. Kim, I'm getting a lot of smoke in my throat. What's going on?
Well, I might have closed the vent a little too much. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's getting real smoky over here.
I'm sorry.
Nuevo Laredo, you could buy 2 switchblade knives for $5. Johnny C is here. Ice cream truck sounds. Oh, yeah. Remember the ice cream truck that come around? Did you have those in Pittsburgh?
Oh, God.
The ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, the little music player thing, and the kids would run out in the street and buy ice cream. Yeah, have that going out the back of your new Charger.
Yeah, just what you want. To bring kids in there.
Well, I think that's what you need in that Charger is a dial, so you could dial in different sounds coming out your tailpipe. You could have the engine sound, but nobody would play that. They'd play like, when you put it in reverse, it's like, "Get the hell out of the way, I'm backing up." Or the Jetsons car sound.
Yeah, there you go. That's better yet.
That's what I want a new Charger that goes.
Who came up with that?
Who came up with that? Let's see. Let me find where that is. Tavo did.
Tavo, you get 3 points.
Yeah, Kim says you get 3 points for coming up with that.
That's fun.
Dean Stevenson of Mark Z isn't going to do it anymore. Misinformation is my job now. Adam Culbertson, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm serious. Hoovie's garbage had it do it on his when he had one. What's that? Adam Culbertson, Cybertruck will make fart noises. Oh, yeah, that's right. It will. I forgot about that. The Hoovie's made fart noises. Yeah, I mean, that would be appropriate out the back of a car. Yeah, that's what you can do when it bricks and it quits, it farts at the same time. That would be pretty funny. Dean Stevens, Tavo, sounds great. His boy Elroy will love it. His boy Elroy. I remember him out there walking the dog on that dog walk thing, like 80 stories up in the air, going, and the dog's running. Looks like he's going to fall off that thing. Nobody ever fall off one of those houses those houses way up in the air. Let's see, where are we? I lost my place. Dr. Go, Dr. Go's here. Hey, did you see that video of an old VW Bug where they put a milk jug under the hood? They used a small electric motor that would spin.
I've seen that video.
4 sections of rope with knots in it.
It goes blup, 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 blup.
Jeez. Boat anchor. I just did a box opening of an old first-gen President Madison base that needs a little work. I hope I have better luck than that all realistic base. So it gave you trouble, huh? Yeah, this is going to be the car and CB radio channel. Let's see here, which I don't mind. Yeah, that's something I want to do to the new car. I want to put that. I may put that CB in it that I just got from Boat Anchor, but I may end up using that in the house for a while because it's a pretty cool radio because it's a sideband radio and it's got some lower channels. So I don't know. I spend a lot more time in the house than I used to. I used to spend more time in my car because I was on the road so much. But I don't know. Hippie Long, flash the car light to see if it's smoky. Oh, I could do that. It's a request to flash the lights. Let's see here. Better, stronger, harder selection button. Hucky97, how you doing? Hey, got my new transmission converter installed, but the mechanic lost my transmission coolant line. Oh, man. Kim's were all screwed up. Oh, no, I know what Kim's weren't screwed up. It had a manual transmission in it, so she made new transmission lines. Adam Culbertson, yeah, it was hilarious. Hippie Long, Tesla makes fart noise inside. Oh, you'd have to put it on that Dodge Charger. It'd have to be out the tailpipe, where the tailpipe noise comes from. So when it quits, just there's a big old fart and stops running. That'd be pretty fun. Pretty funny. Or I think you could have all kinds of stuff out there. You know. Tim, so instead of Spacely sprockets, will it be the Stellantis sprockets? Oh, man. I think the Jetson sound would be good. I like the sound of the Jetson car. I want the nodding dog option for the back window. Call it Astro, the Great Dane, who is best friends with George Jetson and can speak. That's right, the dog can speak. Adam Culbertson, yeah, I can't remember what it was like, the turn signals or something. KJ Kylie ice cream truck used to play Countdown Ladies. Here for hours, drove me crazy. Man, I remember that when I was a kid. You'd hear that ice cream truck coming, and it would be a couple blocks away, and you'd hear it coming. It was enough time to go inside and beg for a few pennies, because you could buy stuff for pennies then. And you go out there, and there were things for 5 or 10 cents on that truck. And we all go out there and stand there. Truck would come along, buy stuff, or go inside, and my mother would go, no, you're not eating ice cream. But everybody else is. Don't tell me everybody else is. My mother used to say, If everybody jumps off a bridge, you gonna jump off it too? Let's see here. Ice cream truck used to play. Okay, Cabo, I want to put a CD in the Ute, but 27 megahertz here start around $200 for untested, mic not included. Man, I don't know what it'd cost to ship a radio down there. You know, talk to Boat Anchor because he's got a bunch of radios, and I think he fixes them and sells them. Uh, and you got 27 megahertz down there. Yeah, you can get them cheaper than that here. I bought some cheap radios here, but those are untested ones. Uh, Boat Anchor tests them and puts new capacitors in them and gets them tuned up. Dr. Go, do people still use those tall bumper antennas with springs where they arc over, rope tie it to the front bumpers? They even make a little clip to do that. But see, when you put one of those big antennas all the way on the back of the car is the ground plane, and the antenna is the antenna, so it ends up with a really weird pattern that would be, if it's like, here's the car, back of the car's here, here's the antenna, it would be like a big oval directional pattern off the front of the car. My 64 Ford, I had one of those big whips right in the center of the roof, and man, did that thing talk, but you clobber the antenna on trees and hopefully not wires. But I don't want to put something that obnoxious on my car. I'm looking for some shorter, like co-phased antennas on the, two smaller antennas on the side. I used to have a set of co-phased antennas on my Matador, and that was directional off the front and the back of the car, which worked really well going down the road. See, because when they're co-phased like this, you're going to talk off the front and back of the car, and they're going to act like kind of like reflectors off the side to each other. So they're not going to work well off to the side. So Hippie Long, need a bilingual CB. But I figure you've heard UFO make that exact noise. UFO, I've never heard a UFO make any noise. To that, we should do a two thing. Kiwis say for sure if you supply a bungee cord. Yeah, I don't know what it would cost to ship something the size of a CB to Australia. Yeah, the best talking. I was thinking what Dr. Go said. The best talking radio I ever had was having one of those 102-inch whips, stainless whips, right in the center of the top of the car. Man, does that work? That looks pretty silly now. Back in the 1970s, when everybody had CBs, it looked kind of cool, but now that looks really dumb. And then I need to go I keep saying that I need to go take the test for my license. So to get my amateur, my ham license. So maybe I'll do that in February. Dr. Go. Long antenna was on a brown Ford wagon of the 60s. And when he camped, he would stand it straight up about 10 feet or so. Yeah, those things are 108. With the spring, they're 108 inches, which is, what, 9 feet? Oh, ad's coming in 1 minute. I'll be quiet in 1 minute. Tavo might be able to send you a boomerang. Yeah, still, Tavo, you haven't really said how your hands doing.
I need the. You know what I need?
I don't know. Kim's back there going, you know what I need? And I'm going, I don't know.
I need
Warmth?
no
Why is it not
electronic
warming up in here?
temperature measurer.
The electronic temperature measure.
Yeah,
I don't know where that thing is. Might be in my room. I haven't seen it in a while. Might be in the kitchen.
I need it.
I don't know where it is. Okay, we got ads coming in.
Do you have anything else that measures temperature? Crayon or something?
Maybe the commercial's over. Tavo says it's on the mend, Buff. I can use it gently. All digits move. All digits move. Excellent. Because I think that's what we were. Concerned about. I'm thinking, Kim.
Does anybody know how to reliably measure temperature without one of those infrared thermometers?
I have one of those, like a little temperature. What do you call it? Laser gun things. It measures temperature. I can't think of where it is. And Kim needs one right now. Um, um, could it be piled on top of one of these things? If it is, the battery's probably no good in here. I'm thinking it was in the house somewhere. Oh, it could be down here.
Well, we might just have to go by.
I don't know what are you measuring the temperature on?
I'll show you shortly.
Okay. Tim says I had two 3-foot antennas on my big rig, one on each side mirror. Put them on springs that high up, they would hit all kinds of things. Yeah, and that was probably a set of co-phased antennas, right? KJ Kylie Buff, is the FCC license hard to get? I don't know. You got to study for it. There's a YouTube channel called, got to remember what it is, Ham Radio Cram Course, something like that. HRCC Ham. Oh, Ham Radio Crash Course. And he does all the lessons like in 9 or 10, maybe 12 segments. And he goes over all the questions and all the answers, and you learn a lot. And he explains everything, so you learn a lot. And I've gone over that. What I'll do is I'll review them all again, and then I'll go take the test. I think I can get through it I took a practice test on online, and I passed it. But I passed it like with a 73% or something, and that was before I studied anything. So I could pass it, but I don't want to pass a test with 73%. That's embarrassing. So I get upset if I don't pass with 100%. So I want to at least be in the 90s. So I don't know. I just ham radio HRCC ham radio crash course, and if you find that, you can go to his main channel, and he does other videos, but he does I think it's 12 segments, might be 9. I think it's 12 segments, and you can see what's on it. Down here, there were basically 3 antenna options for 27 megahertz. 3-foot base loaded, 6-foot helical whip, and 9-foot stainless. Yeah, I like those 9-foot stainless. But now there's all kinds of stuff. And I've been reading a lot about, used to be able to just, in the 70s, there were CB shops that were busy, So you go in there and buy the antennas you want. But now, you got to know more because so many antennas aren't available. So I was thinking about buying a couple of antennas and co-phasing them myself. But then you have to use a co-phased harness, which is different impedance. I don't know. I don't want to get into all the details, but so I'd have to think about what I'm doing a little more than I used to. Did you get any snow? Yeah, we did. I was showing pictures that we got about an inch of snow, and it's below freezing, not by much. It's below freezing, so it's just sitting out there. It's not melting at all.
It's melting off the roof of the garage, though.
Kim says it's melting off the roof of the garage. I guess the roof isn't insulated well.
It's not insulated at all. Yeah. Oh,
Team Steven, so if you're Slim Shady. KJ Kylie. Okay. Did you get any snow? Tavo. with boomerangs. Let's see here. Dr. Go, Tim, would those antennas above the mirrors be helpful in sketchy clearance location? Yeah, I've hit antennas on things. Around here in Tennessee, there's a lot of houses that the main uh, power lines are kind of low. They swing way down like this. I don't want to catch my antenna on an incoming line off a transformer. So actually, in a lot of states, that probably would not be allowed. Yeah, here if I can't. There's one place I can't. I got roof rack on the van for putting lumber, something up on the top of the van. I can't even drive across our yard because I'll hit the power lines, and that kind of sucks, Dean Stevenson, can you hold a beer, Tavo? My supervisor said if you can drink a beer, you're not injured. Tavo, not quite in the bad hand. Good to go with the good ones still. Dean, and if you can do the single digit salute, you're definitely okay. Oh man. Dr. Go, they would reach out about 5 miles or so. I usually kept the volume down. Too many idiots screaming at the cars. I tried to list when I got near big cities for traffic or wrecks. Do you see if it's an AC is a degree, though? Tim, been in several underground caves. That's why I had them on springs. It belong a pint. That's how it is in England. Get a pint. Get a glass of beer. It's a pint.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 51 in here now, maybe 52. It's not warming up quickly. What's the fire look like?
It's hot. I've got it going.
Okay. Oh, you've done all kinds of grinding and buffing
No,
and
that one's already ground.
cleaning.
I'm bringing it over though, so I can discuss with you what I want to do.
What you want to do? Okay.
I just gotta get. I set my part down somewhere now. I can't find it. This one.
Yeah, just use a fuse link. A fusile. It's probably like fusible link. Is that what they call that? Fusile link. Man, that's what I don't like that about Chrysler products. They have that fusible link, and everything from the alternator goes under the dash to the ammeter. And Kim took mine, my Valiant, pulled that ammeter out there and got rid of that. And she found a voltmeter that was the right color and right everything and put it in there. It looks like it belongs there. So my Valiant has a voltmeter in it instead of the ammeter.
It's okay. It doesn't not perfect.
She says it's not perfect, but it sure looks good to me. And I like it much better than having all that power running through an ammeter behind the dash. So you're running a bunch of powerful stuff, like lights and wipers and blower motor and everything all at once. All that power is running through ammeter on the dash. It's terrible. If you blow that fusible link, you're done.
What did I do? I lost my.
You lost your part you were making?
Yeah, I'm losing my freaking mind.
Kim says she's losing her mind.
How did I lose my part?
AAA says, do not gesture at agitated drivers. Oh, yeah, I learned my lesson on that one. Oh, man, did I lose.
There it is. Okay. Here's the situation. Here's the plan. The deal. This one is not clean, but the one that I have is shiny metal, like this right here. See how clean this is? And the camera down so they can see.
Stand by, Kim. What kind of radio does that guy want? That guy is Tavo in here, and Tavo is a guy in Australia that's been a viewer here forever. And
Tavo, check out Boat Anchor CB Radio Repair. This guy,
he has a channel. he repairs the radios on live stream, and he's I bought a radio from him. We'll see how that is. It's just not here yet.
He knows what he's doing. He has
And-
lots of choices.
And yeah, boat anchor. He's right in here in the chat right now.
Okay,
Okay.
aim the camera down so they can
Aim
see
the
what we're
camera
talking
down
about.
so we can see what we're doing.
We can put it back. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
That's good. Okay. So see how
Oh, that coat just fell.
see how
Okay.
shiny this is?
I see how shiny that is.
Can you braise to a surface like that?
Yes, very well. That's
Okay.
the better way to braise is on something like that.
We've got a good shiny, but it's cast iron, okay? And I don't want you to do what I have is see this surface here, this long flat surface. I'm turning it so the camera can see, but you can see. Can you see?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
You mean that
This
mark?
long flat surface right
Oh,
here.
there. Okay, yeah.
Can you flat braise that piece onto there?
Yeah, here's the deal. This needs to be cleaner, like this,
Okay.
and this needs to be clean, and then I'm gonna have to put like a big tip, and I bought a bigger tip,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have to get this really hot. It's gonna take a while. Get
Yeah.
that really hot, and then get this hot, and then start flowing the brass in or bronze in.
Will it be good if I drill holes
Yes.
you can plug?
Yes.
How many holes and how big do you think would be necessary for? Because after it starts
Well,
to
and see
bend,
this,
you can't.
and this is bent up on the end, which
Well,
isn't
we
especially
won't
good.
use that one.
And and round the corners off, so it's nice.
Okay.
And then it'll flow around the corners nice. And then the holes maybe like half inch.
Okay. Yes, I can do 1/2 inch holes.
Yeah, just drill holes and then take the
What do you think? 3?
yeah, 3. Oh yeah, that'll be really nice.
Okay.
2 would be nice.
2.
Two
Two's more than sufficient.
2 is nice.
Because
Yeah.
the thing of it is it's not going to have. There
So
might
that-
be some twisting
so
when
what
someone's
that's-
handling it.
So that'll be something that'll help hold it all together, is what you're saying.
Well, what will happen is another plate will bolt to this, and then
Mhm.
another plate will bolt to that, and it'll hold it all together.
So
But
then the turbo will be
this-
mounted to something besides just hanging on a
yeah,
flange.
instead of trying to weld braze around here or clamp to this will be structural. And I feel like that's like a good strong way to braze to cast iron, right? On a large flat
I
like that.
think it'll work well.
Okay.
It's going to take a little time. I've got to get this really hot.
Yeah, well, I've got one. I'm going to put it in the furnace.
Oh, not tonight, are you? Or are you?
Well, why not? You don't want to do it.
Oh, there's probably an hour's worth of braising there at least. And we have enough gas and everything.
I thought you had plenty of acetylene.
Yeah, I think I have acetylene and oxygen. I think I do. Oh, I'm looking like 15 minutes getting out of here.
Oh, okay. Then we won't do it tonight.
Yeah, okay.
But that's all right. That's the plan, guys, for how we're going to put this together. And see, there's going to be one on each side, and they will bolt together in the back before you put it on. And then a piece will bolt on top and on the bottom to clamp it all together and seal it. And then from there, if we want to change it, because this is just going to be regular exhaust at first, and when we're ready to change it to turbo, we'll just change the part that clamps on.
There's a lot of people here with suggestions. Solid state ignition on Mopars caused some issues with the ammeter and pre-73A battery wiring. Yeah, we fix that. Let's see. Just make a new header. Flat steel for mounts and tubes to one big tube. Port it big. Yeah, it's a lot of tubing bending and stuff. We've got this. It'll probably work. I mean, we got a lot of slant 6 stuff around here like manifolds. Okay, I don't know. We're done with that. Right
Yeah,
now.
you can put your aim back on.
Put the aim back up
Aim back up.
because now I'm really, yeah, that's not right. Maybe that's right. I don't know. Okay. Dean Stevenson. Once it's finished, it'll be TO3B Garrett compliant. Garrett. Man, I worked on a lot of engines like 50 years ago that were called. It was Garrett Air Research was the name of the company, but I think they dropped. I think now they changed the name of the company, maybe because the ownership changed or something. But it was Garrett Air Research. Air Research, like one word, like
Yeah,
air.
they make turbos and superchargers.
Cough drop before I start coughing and sneezing. Wow, she's gonna put the manifold in the wood stove, heat it up. That'll help.
Oh, it'll give you a heck of a start. I don't know.
Give me a heck of a start. That's right. It'll be up to probably 400 degrees or something.
Yep.
Need a method to control ignition timing with boost and pump gas, 91 to 93.
You
Well,
need one BNR?
it depends on how high you run the boost. I mean, I bet you she runs the boost 4 or 5 pounds.
Methanol injection.
I used to be turbocharging back in the early 80s, and we used water injection back then instead of no intercoolers. We used water injection. That worked till the water runs out, then about rattle the engine to death. Probably can destroy an engine that way.
How? Oh, rattle it.
Well, yeah, you run out of water on the water injection, and all of a sudden the combustion temperatures go way up because the water, it's just a real fine mist goes in there and it controls the pre-ignition. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing with the turbo. All of a sudden, it's just like getting off track again. Gonna add more. What do you call it? Project creep.
Yeah.
Project creep. Yeah, I mean, we started to fix an oil leak 3 months ago.
4.
Not quite 4. It was the day we got back from No Name Nationals. Dean Stevenson, electronic spark control via electronic lean burn. Whatever that is. Only Campo will make it work properly.
No, I'm not doing a NOx sensor. What I'll do is first of all, we'll run it with very limited ignition advance. Potentially like there's some tricks like you dial back ignition, manually dial back ignition advance. Also, I can make when you get boost, I can make a diaphragm that retards the timing. I didn't say that word.
Oh yeah.
That drops some of the advance out.
It takes out the advance because the R word, I guess we probably won't get caught.
If you run manifold vacuum to your vacuum advance, then in a turbo situation, when you get boost, it drops out that vacuum, it drops out that advance. So you can assume in your curve that it's always going to be there unless you have boost, and that will give you that can work in a boost situation.
Oh, look what B&R wrote.
I just picked up a vintage brand new MSD BTM Boost Timing Master Controller from my old boss at Geared Up Motorsports in New Lenox, Illinois. Saved it for me. I knew how rare to find now. Drove over after work, hung out till 8 p.m. Central, got home at 9:30 tonight. Sweet! Performance parts are awesome. It's great that they were looking out to help you out. That's amazing.
Read what Hippie Long wrote.
Hippie Long. Casts don't last unless train or manhole cover. Do a series on how to make 6-into-1 turbo header. The cost.
Well, and we don't have tubing benders. We don't have, I mean,
And okay, most headers, right? Most header setups are they're really big too. So a turbo header, you don't want it to be super big. I mean, this is a small displacement engine, so you have to keep it. It has to be right sized so that, and it has to be shorty. You don't want like long tube headers down underneath. Like it has to be a turbo manifold, and yeah, turbo header. Gill Welding and Fabrication sells a complete kit, and you want to see the cost for something like that. It is not cheap. This is the most economical and repeatable way I know how to make something like this. Like I can, but the other thing, like building a header, like feature, talk about feature. But then again, there's a 2.0, right? If we can get it to work, then we can do a 2.0, right? I'm not going to get it perfect the first time because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I know that the air has to stay in the manifold. We have to keep the heat in the manifold. You don't want it getting bigger and expanding and all the heat coming out of it. So you got to get it right into that turbo. You don't want the pipes to get bigger and then try and get smaller again. You want to just keep all the flow through the turbo. If we can get it to go, then we will. You can buy kits that come with pre-made bends at all different angles, etc. Yeah, but usually they're like 2 or 2.5 inch or 1 7/8 at a minimum, and that's way bigger than this. But yes, I can, and maybe I will. But right now, I'm just doing what I can do with what I have. And like in 2 days, we're gonna be back out here putting the cam in and putting the motor together. And whatever I don't have done is not going on the car. So
do people boost slant sixes? Of course.
people have boosted slant sixes. It will not
There's,
be a unique project. Jamie from Dead Judge Garage has a boosted slant six. He just did a thing
I
on it
bet,
about
I
a
bet,
month and a half ago.
I bet Doctor or what's his name, Shane Polito's done. Oh,
Yeah,
I know what he does.
supercharged.
He supercharged one. Well, I know he sprays one.
Yeah, well, he does like to spray though. Yeah, it really isn't easy because it's
And Shane Polito, he's like his channel is called Slant Daily Garage, so you can imagine what his fleet of cars looks like. Best way to mock up used plastic PVC plumbing drain pipe, I suppose. That's even more work. I'm
we're gonna do it with mild steel and braze to the cast iron,
I
and
bra-
then
I brazed together cast manifolds before, and it works okay.
it's gonna work.
But
We're gonna make it work.
we're on a budget here, which is basically nothing.
We could spend a little bit of money, but I don't want to spend a fortune on it. I want to do it in a way that is in line with, like, I mean, if I could just buy all the Aussie Speed stuff and buy the Gill Welding stuff and just bolt on power, I could spend 3 4 thousand bucks if I wanted to just bolt it on. I'm trying to build something. What can I build from the stuff that I have with the processes I'm familiar with? I know that he can braze that stuff on there, and once I have that on there, I can bolt to that, and I can even uh, once I have mild steel brazed to the cast iron over here where it's not touching the cast iron and brazing, I can just TIG weld to that or MIG weld to that
Oh, to the steel
to the
strap, yeah.
steel. So like I have a plan. I have a plan. This is not just like complete chaos. Your
Oh, and
master pattern is plastic, making steel or aluminum. That's interesting. I could see B&R. If I was going to, like do that as a production thing, I would work it out in plastic. But there's already people who have worked it out. Gill Welding has all the stuff. And I would bet you that time and energy and materials and the learning curve that it would take for me to reproduce what he's doing, the way he's doing it, would probably cost me more than if I just buy his thing that he knows how to do.
We have a turbo. We got a bunch of tubing. We got an intercooler. We got all that stuff, and that was all given to us by Uncle Tony, UTG. I worked with Uncle Tony for I don't know what year and a half or something, and he gave us some cool stuff. And one of the things he gave us is that turbo. It's a new turbo, and it's got all this tubing and stuff, but there's no exhaust manifold.
If I can get over the hump, the obstacle of getting an exhaust header and get the turbo mounted and hung properly, then the intercooler will actually be like an afterthought. It's not too difficult. I mean, it will run with or without the intercooler. The intercooler will just make it better. So if I can get it to run without the intercooler, then adding an intercooler it's like I can stage it at that point, right? But once I put the motor together, I have to take the whole motor back apart. Not the whole motor back apart, but I have to take the intake, exhaust manifold, I have to take that all apart in the slant six as one big unit to work on it. So I'm trying to see if I can get something together before then so I can bolt it on the car and then build while the engine's runnable. I don't know. We'll see.
We have to get this car running.
Right.
We have to get this car running and driving.
Yeah, so he can work on his car. And so that the channel can progress.
We had so many projects ready to come in here, and this thing had to come in because of an oil leak, and now it's, Project Creep has got it 3.5 months in here, and we got to get this thing wrapped up and get it out of here. But I think she's messing with this while it's in here. But
we couldn't do the cam tonight because we didn't measure it yet.
We're stuck on parts right now, so we've got a couple of days. But
hopefully we were waiting for a cam from Edelbrock,
yes.
And I think it's not going to come. I think we're going to use what we have on hand.
I've got to get a hold of Shane Polito from Comp Cams Edelbrock, and I'll maybe I can do that this weekend. Maybe I can get a hold of him. But we got to know what's going on because this is taking way too long, and we got to get this car out of the shop because it's between the car on this side and the engine all apart on the other side. It's hogging the whole shop, and we got other cars to get in here. So
I'm not sure I know. Do I know Blake Gaddis? Welcome to the stream if I didn't say hello already. He says Tony Angelo did it without an intercooler, and it works pretty well. Who's Tony Angelo?
Not sure.
I'll Google him and see, does he have video of it? Because I would love to see what people do.
See, here's a good question for Mexican Spec. When do you think the car will drive out? See, we have the cam issue. So it depends on how long we have to wait for another cam, or if we just decide the other cam is not going to come quickly, and then we're going to use all the parts we have, and then it's just a matter of putting it back together, putting the engine back together, dropping the engine in the car, starting it up, and doing the run-in on the cam, 20 minutes, and then get it out of here.
Mexican Spec, do you want a conservative estimate, or do you want like a gung-ho, we can do it estimate? Because those numbers could be very different.
I just noticed something, Mexican Spec. These are the lifters. Can you read that? You cannot read that. Hecho en Mexico.
There you go. By Melling.
Hecho en Mexico. By Melling.
Mexico to the rescue.
Don't you have a tractor and train? See, I want to avoid that because once you drag a partially done car outside, especially in the winter, it becomes a dead car outside. And it's you never get it back in, or it's months before you get it back in. And the other thing is the engine's apart on the other side of the shop, which means you got to wrap all the pieces and parts up, and it's still hogging a bunch of space. And I need that space. So we really need to get all the pieces and parts back into one piece, where you turn a key and you start the engine, you drive it all out in one piece. And I really want to see that happen.
The other thing is the project needs to continue to move forward, or else we can't justify its spot in the garage. Like if we're stalled, if we're waiting till April for lifters, it does need to get out of here. But so far, I have been able to continue to progress with it. Like I keep moving. Every night I do more. Tonight, I was working on an exhaust manifold, but he wanted to stream, so we couldn't do the cam thing. I mean, we still want to do what we do with you guys. Otherwise, we'd have been in the studio and not streaming, and so Yeah.
You have Mexican specs. I completely understand. My backyard is loaded with cars that used to run. All cars used to run, and we have a bunch of them out here that used
Even
to run.
even bricked Chargers used to run.
we have a whole gaggle of cars out here that used to run, and some of them run, but we need to make more that run instead of more that don't run.
Roto Phase Distributor. I haven't seen one in person, just on HP Person Hot Rod Ignition Book. Interesting.
Ads are in.
Okay.
I give it a few seconds until the ads are finished.
Hippie Long says, I hope cam installing is a show. I think we'll do that. Should we do it as a live, or what do you guys think? Should we do the cam install as a live, or should we just film it as a long form content thing?
Either way, we'll get it done.
I mean, we're going to be doing it real soon. Probably. See, I think
I'm guessing it's going to be this weekend.
at the pace we're going, tomorrow we will film all the close up stuff of the cams and do our measurements and verifications. And then the next day we can put the cam in. And I'm going to just keep the fireplace going so it's warm enough out here to work. And once the cam is in, everything else is here and ready to go to put it back together. And it's all been together recently. So it's not like we're going to have really a lot of unexpected kind of situations.
Powell Cams. We were watching him just yesterday. Yeah, we watch Powell Cams.
He sold his son in lifter grinder. Oh, I wonder why he did that. Maybe somebody made him a really good offer on it. How to get the car and get out alive? I don't know. Maybe pay somebody else to bring it to you.
What is this?
Clearly, they're in that place. Wow.
I suggest do an edited version because work stress at moments. We do a lot of stuff in here on the live show, and
yeah.
And a lot of times I'm just here with the chat. She's pissing around with something, and if it takes too long, it takes too long.
But
and if it doesn't, it does.
We've done live streams where we watched the chat, but we didn't sit here the whole time and just talk. Because we have another camera that we can go to, or we can work right here, or we can move this whole studio wherever the work is. It's a little bit more elaborate trying to do that, but we can. We have the technology, so.
Yeah, talking about Powell showed how bad all lifters are. We were. I was just watching that with those ones that were ground off center. Well, he couldn't run his usual racing business, huh? I don't know. I'll do the best I can with checking these out. These are fairly new. I mean, these were made in Mexico, but they're made after the date, way after the date when everybody figured out what was wrong with everything, and they appear to be ground fairly well.
I mean, hopefully they're not. Yeah, they have crown on them, and we have a cam that has taper on it. And the cam that was in the engine, I mean, here's a spoiler for you. The cam that was in the engine had no taper ground into it. I can't understand how it spun half the lifters. Half the lifters spun on a flat cam. Why? I don't even know, because they really want to spin. You have to really screw up for the lifters not to spin. It has to be wrong. So we're going to put in a cam that's tapered properly. We're going to put in lifters that have proper crown, and they're going to spin. It's going to work. We got this. We got this. The problem is you got to check. Trust but verify, And we know, anyways, we got the stuff. We got the stuff. You can't just grab stuff and slap it in cars, though. Especially stuff that comes from, the cheapest source, from jobbers that have no, like eBay. Those people don't care. They're just, if you say this cam went bad and ground up my motor full of garbage and cost me all this money, eBay's gonna, at the most, the eBay seller is gonna refund the money you spent for the cam. They probably got it out of a dumpster.
Mrs. One-Eyed Cat, good evening.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Wendy's here.
Boy, my toes were getting cold on the floor.
Yeah, I said we were going to go about 2 hours, and we just went over 2 hours.
Well, do you want to call it? We can do studio work tonight, and then we can get back to the
You
Campo
know, we can
artwork.
do.
Do you
We
want to
can.
do that?
Do you want to do the shorts in the house with the stuff we have down there? I can take the spec down. We can take these down.
I feel like trying to do close-ups of lifters and stuff like that is not going to come across as a very good short. It's really hard to see. It doesn't look like anything.
And you know what's in this bag? Don't say it.
Okay.
You know
That's a secret one?
Yeah, it's one I may do shorts on, but
Actually,
I'd rather do this one in the house.
Okay.
And so if we do one short in the house tonight, we got it short for tonight. If we do two, we got one for 2 nights. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, we only need one for tonight, and then tomorrow we'll have more work to do. You guys are great. We appreciate you very much. I think we're going to wrap it up, though.
We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for the super chats.
We'll be back in a day or two, and then, as always, on Tuesday nights at 7 Central, we go live in our big indoor studio where we have the green screen. Most of you have, I think everyone who's commented, but most of you have seen on Tuesday nights we have our big weekly community stream where we people send us pictures, we put them up on the green screen, we talk about them. It's a lot of fun. I hope that you can be there if you can. It's more fun when you're there to chat with us.
I'm pointing to this.
Who?
And I'm just laughing at myself for pointing to it because nobody knows what I'm pointing at. Boat Anchor CB Repair.
Yeah,
see you later. Do a box opening of that radio when you get it.
Well, we absolutely will.
We could do that. We could do that.
Yeah, we'll throw out a big plug for your channel and thank you.
I'm glad you said that because I wouldn't even thought of it. I just would have been tearing into it.
Yeah, we'll hook it up. We'll put your darn antenna up.
Yeah, I got a mast and an antenna. Any of you CB people that watch, there's a channel called Mower Junkie, like lawnmower, Mower Junkie. And he does a lot of antennas. He's a CB guy. So I did an antenna that he kind of designed. I a little variable on it, but we got to put that up outside the house. And I've been kind of putting it off because it's poison ivy patch right where I want to put it. But this time of year, the poison ivy's dead. So, and Kim's saying she'll even do it in the snow. So, I'm going to absolutely need 2 of us to put it up. So.
BNR Racing says I have pre-China invasion solid tappet lifters for my 70 TA. Bought them in 2005. Gold and diamonds now. Well, yeah. Kind of. I don't know if people are going to pay through the nose for them. If they need them, they need them. Mexican Specs is the place where the car is a seat of the cartel.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Oh, man.
BNR says, they don't spin, Kevin Buff. Shut it down right away. Now, 10 seconds. We probably ran it 3 minutes. But it's apart. Nothing ground up in there.
I mean, you could see there's a very abnormal wear pattern. It needed to stop. It was not going to hold up for any amount of time.
I'm a little shaky. Can you put my email address in here?
Oh, yeah.
Because a whole bunch of people came in here right now. Wait, Gaddis, how do we send pics, Kim? I'm going to put an email address here. Just attach them to the email address.
It's the name of his channel at Gmail. So it's Buff Del Campo at gmail.com. And we'll give that address out multiple times.
And now you got a link. You can just hit the link. But if you send pictures, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Who else? Chris just came in and said, hi, everyone. We're about ready to get out of here.
Welcome to the stream.
Hello,
well, we got to finish our plug for the Tuesday night show.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Tuesday night show. And 1957. Go ahead. You're talking.
1957. So you can send us pictures of your car or your project or kind of anything if you really that you like. But to help give the stream a sense of continuity and for us all to kind of be on the same page, we pick a year every week that we're going to discuss the cars that we liked, the cars that we hated, the anything automotive adjacent. If you have old pictures, if you have new pictures, resto mods, whatever, 1957. 1957 is a good
Although
year.
we don't limit it to that. If you send
No, you
pictures
can
of your
send us
own
other
car
stuff.
or yourself, or
Absolutely.
Dean sent pictures over the top of a road that goes by where he lives in New Zealand. And I go, oh, what? Did you do that from a drone? And he laughed. He's like, no, I took the picture from an overpass. It's like, oh yeah, no kidding.
And so
I forgot about overpasses.
we spend the whole stream with our green screen, try to keep it visually interesting. We engage with chat the whole time. We're not distracted by what's going on here in the shop.
2023.
And we're nice and comfortable and focused. We usually go for 2-3 hours. 3 hours almost always. Unless we're sick, we go for 3 hours, sometimes 4.
We
And
did a record. We did a record, 6 hours.
It's not supposed to be a record every time.
That was New Year's Eve. We said we were going to do all the time zones across the U.S., but we missed one. But we still went 6 hours. But anyway, yeah, usually 2-3 hours, something like that.
B&R Racing, I look forward to seeing how your boost timing equipment works. I may have questions. I may need something like that, but I actually have to get him to do this brazing. I talked to him about it before, and he said, no, the way you want to do it won't work. It's going to break. It's going to crack. It's not going to make a good bond. So I had to redo it, and while I was doing that, we had all this trouble with the cam and stuff like that. So
what is this Mexican Specs talking about? Isn't this week 2023? Yes, all 2023 cars next week. No, 1957. Who came out in 2023?
1957.
2023 cars are like, you want to do 2023?
What's your dream?
What did they make in 2023? Were they making cars in 2023?
I don't know.
I think there were some trucks out on the lot.
Yeah, what is your dream car? What car did you hate? What car did your uncle own? What car would you turn into a dragster? What motor was introduced? What feature did you think was really cool? What car had really neat interior? Whatever, something. Yeah, 1957. That makes more sense. It does. I'm sorry that I misled you if I said 2023 at some point. But yeah, and we usually get a bunch of people come in early, and then they kind of peter out, and then because 7 o'clock is kind of early and there's some competition. So if you usually watch something else, that's fine. Come in late and we welcome you just the same. Everybody can't be there for 4 hours.
It's a worldwide live, so people.
It is. It's been a worldwide phenomenon.
7 o'clock Central Time in the U.S. is like every time you can imagine around the world. So, yeah. And
Tavo usually stops in on his lunch break to say hello.
Dean's almost always there. We have somebody. Oh, who is it that comes in from Ireland? He's not here tonight. He's usually here. What's his name? Can't think of his name.
Who?
From Ireland. He comes in from Dublin. Tommy. Yeah,
Tommy Hanlon comes in from Dublin.
Dublin, Ireland, and we have somebody from Turkey, Ukraine. Actually from Ukraine, but is in Turkey right now because cares about his life.
The conversation is good. You are allowed to plug your channel and your newest. Where's your videos, guys? Let's see some.
And of course, Mexico.
Some content. B&R Racing. Canada. I want to see this new equipment that you've acquired. Tell us about how it works and what it's for. But he says he's going naturally aspirated with his Trans Am. I want to see an updated Trans Am video here, B&R. Show us some.
Mexican Spec, read that. That's got to be the worst trade I ever saw.
Mexican Spec says, my idiot uncle traded a 62 Corvette straight across for a 69 Dodge Dart Western Special Slant 6 auto car. The dealer was really happy. I'll bet he was. Man. Unless he had totally thrashed that 62 Corvette. You could mess up a 62
This is
Corvette.
one I got. Dean is everywhere. You know, every live I go in.
He is. Holy
Dean
cow,
is there. And a lot of times he's a mod. It's amazing.
Check out his channel. He has the upside down shirt short.
Yeah, the upside. Yeah, you go into Dean Stevenson's channel, and he's got his No Name Nationals shirt, and it's upside down because he's on the bottom of the earth, so it's actually right side up. But when he looks over like this, it's right side up. Pretty good.
Y'all are goofy.
Okay.
We're going to shut it down. I'm going to try and make him do something in the studio tonight, maybe. We still have to do
Yeah, we
shorts,
still have them.
but we're going to just get them done. Sorry, guys. Sometimes we show them, but tonight we're just going to race through it. Try and get one out of there.
No, the car was nice. My aunt was pregnant. I say put the brat on her lap. God, the kid could have, his first car to ride in could have been a 62 Corvette. Man, it was a straight axle rear differential Corvette. Man, I've driven so many of those back in the day. Yeah. Okay, we're going to say goodnight.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll
Take
see
care.
you on Sunday or Monday or something like that.